UCP leadership candidate Travis Toews said assisted dying should not be offered to those suffering from a mental illness. Of course, medical assistance in dying, commonly referred to as MAID, was legalized in 2016. But the Trudeau Liberals recently expanded the eligibility for it. They expanded it to include the disabled, despite every Canadian national disability organization saying they did not want that expansion because it makes the disabled feel as though they are a burden to society and valueless. Yet the Trudeau Liberals took it one step further and they expanded the eligibility to those suffering from a mental illness beginning March 2023. So beginning in March 2023, you would be eligible for assisted dying if you have depression, anxiety. I don't even want to say this out loud because it's so disgusting that this would be considered a treatment option for those people. We should be telling them that there is hope available and that there is a way to recover from these illnesses and to go on to live a happy and normal life. Legalizing and expanding doctor-assisted suicide creates a slippery slope, as evidenced by the shifting conversation to protect those with mental illness, Travis Toews told me this week. Of course, we're having this conversation now because Global News reported earlier this week that a Canadian Forces veteran seeking treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder and a traumatic brain injury was unexpected and casually offered assisted dying by a Veterans Affairs Canada employee. This is just the latest example of the federal government's assisted dying regime gone wrong, and there is certainly no shortage of examples here. The Associated Press recently reported on a recorded audio from a London, Ontario hospital that appeared to show the director of ethics raising the subject of euthanasia with a disabled patient and saying that patient was costing the system, quote, north of $1,500 a day. Travis Toews said, "This is immoral, and it should be illegal to even mention the cost of services in a conversation about assisted dying." I'm curious to hear what the rest of the UCP leadership candidates have to say about this. Of course, assisted dying falls under the criminal code and as such is federal jurisdiction, but healthcare is administered by the province. So what solutions, if any, do the other UCP leadership candidates have to offer to the federal government's massively radical assisted dying regime?